Welcome to Look Around the Confederation. I'm your host, Eden Moose, and before we get started, please remember, the views and opinions expressed in this broadcast are not necessarily the views and opinions of the SCV, it's GEC, nor Divisions Brigade Camps or the subsidiaries. How is everybody doing in Dixieland tonight? We have an action-packed show for you tonight, and I cannot wait to get into it. I see in the YouTube world, past Commander-in-Chief Chuck McMichael saying he's going to jump between both streams tonight. And he has. Look at that go. Daniel Brooks from Camp 1703, good to see you. Past Commander-in-Chief and the most sharp-dressed man in the SCV, Paul Gremlin Jr., good to see you, Commander. David Ringborg, good to see you from Camp 778. Lieutenant Commander-in-Chief coming to you from the occupied Virginia, Tony Griffin, good to see you, Commander. Andrew Luck, good to see you. Got a great YouTube crowd tonight. Look at y'all go. Todd Terry, the California Division Commander, coming in, and we are saving y'all for last because we're going to be talking about it a decent bit. California did something great this week, and I want to talk about it. Dennis Dapper from Camp 1703. It is good to see everybody. Al from Camp 155. David from Camp 87. Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. Oh, forgive me. I don't know if I'm sick or what, but I've been a bit funky today. And so you're going to hear me sniffle a lot, and we're going to be struggling a lot this episode. But here we are. Jason Lloyd from the Turner Ashby Camp. It's good to see you. Sharon Webb, good to see you. Brian Wells, good to see you. Seems like we have a lot of people on tonight. Good to see everybody. Oh, real quick, if you would like to get more behind-the-scenes videos and special content and some sneak peeks at some very special things and communicate with us and so much more, and right now brainstorming for the 200th episode, please check us out on Patreon. My phone is still on volume. I'm going to turn that off. And become a real chat head today. So please join our Patreon. Ray from Camp 827, good to see you. Looks like we have a great crowd tonight. Robert from Arizona, good to see you. As I said, we got a good bit of news tonight. I mean, a lot of news tonight. So we'll be jumping into that very, very shortly. Camp 1671, Georgia in the chat tonight. Good to see our people from Georgia. And they had their big event this weekend. It looks like it was a great event. Well, that will also be in the news tonight. So it's good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. Do me a quick favor and make sure to share this episode out so we can get to many people as possible, because we have a crap ton of great news tonight. Just been a successful April from what I've seen so far, and I definitely am happy to see how hard everybody is doing. Oh, we got another person from Georgia. Sharon is from Georgia. Good to see y'all. Georgia showing out strong tonight. Floyd from Camp 648, Hot Springs, Arkansas. Oh, I miss Arkansas. I enjoyed the reunion at Hot Springs. I really did. Great time. Hopefully next time I'm there, next time y'all host. And I know that's not what anybody wants to hear that's hosted a reunion. But next time y'all host, Floyd, I'm going to put you in for 2030. I'm definitely doing the Hot Springs thing. I didn't go last time because I was broke. That was a tough reunion. that was a tough one. Oh gosh. Howdy from J. C.W. Johnson from Louisiana. Gigi, Miss Linda Gremlin in the chat. Good to see you, Gigi. And thank you, Andrew Luck. Yeah, please share Facebook, YouTube. It all helps us out. And of course, there's a lot of stuff coming on tonight. Yes, Houston will be fun. I am already planning some things, what I am going to be doing and stuff like that. And of course, planning for the chaotic week that is the SCV Chats team schedule at Reunion. Oh my gosh. Uh, if you ever wonder why I look tired by the end of Reunion, it is the crazy shooting schedule we have for that week. We shoot, let's see here, 6, 7, 8 episodes, have a fundraiser. And of course, that doesn't even touch our offices and jobs. So it is a chaotic week. Luckily, I see Jason's not in the chat. Jason Boshiers, because I want to make fun of him. For those who don't know, I was Jason's personal coffee getter. And so I will be happy not to be standing on that stage this year. This is the first year in 3 years I'm not aide de camp, which I love the position. A great way to get involved, by the way, and cut your teeth. I know a couple people look down on that position, and I think it's a phenomenal position. It's a great way to get into the organization. It's a great way to give back to the organization because it is a service role, and you learn so much in it. And of course, it comes in all shapes and sizes. I'm a bit younger, so I was very happy to pay my dues being Larry McClooney and Jason Boshier, along with Connor's. People don't realize this. Me and Connor's relationship started with me being the Mississippi Division chief aide de camp. So it was a great time. And of course, I would be crazy not to shout out. While on the Mississippi level, I was chief aide de camp. I was actually ensign aide de camp under Larry and moved up to just regular aide de camp under Jason. But the chief aide de camp those two administrations was Herbert Turner. And I love Herbert. I don't know if he's in the chat tonight. But I loved Herbert. Just loved him to death. A great man to work with. It was an honor to work with him, and he was so caring and so in tune to what Jason needed and what he needed to do, and very humble and a great leader. Because how it works on the national level, you have chief aide de camp, ensign aide de camp, and so someone would grab Herbert. Herbert, if he was doing something for Jason, would grab one of us, or vice versa. And he was just great to work with, just phenomenal. I loved it. It was good exercise. I walked a lot. I have not sat down at a national reunion with my father in 3 years because I've been on that stage. Again, I think if you have never had a position before on any level, I would highly recommend offering yourself for aide de camp work. There's nothing wrong with paying your dues. There's nothing wrong with getting coffee, passing out paper, doing head counts. It's an important job. It doesn't have an age limit on it. I know some people just thought younger people should do it, but again, I had a great time. Mr. Herbert had a great time to my knowledge. He had to sit beside me, so he might not have had a great time. But I had a great time. And again, I learned a lot about this organization and how it works during that. And so when I started running for more positions, honestly, I wasn't a fish thrown in out of water. I was very much knowledgeable how things worked and wasn't shocked about certain things, how they worked. And I was able to understand how everything works. I mean, great, as Paul Gramlin says, great teaching environment. If I ever get into a position where I need an aide de camp, I cannot wait to help and teach that person because that's the position that taught me so much. Speaking of which, as of today, I'm unchallenged for 5th Brigade Commander. So I will be appointing an aide de camp at the brigade level. And I probably will on my camp level. I'm running for camp commander. Knock on wood on that one, that I don't get challenged. That would make it the family reunion very awkward because I'm related to majority of my camp. The adjutant role is also a great teaching position. I would say if you're looking to get more involved in this organization, try being a division national aide de camp if you can, because division level and national level are two different things. And trust me, you're going to want to do it for at least one term. I was blessed. So I wasn't appointed to aide de camp till about a year into Commander McClooney's term. So I only had 1 year. So when Jason asked me, I was extremely happy because that gave me 2 more years of learning. And then after that, I felt like I would be good in any position I got put in. Now, would there be a learning curve? Yes. Am I not suited for some positions? 100%. But that still gave me such a learning experience on the national level. And I spent 4 years as Connor's aide de camp, 2 terms. And that was a great learning experience. I told anybody I loved it. Had a great time doing it. Uh, you will be happy to step back because again, you're on that stage, and it just feels so weird to be on that stage because you have the top leaders of the organization, and of course, you get so much love on that top stage, as Commander Gramlin will tell you. And then you'll get confused as someone important. And I'm like, dude, I'm legit the national coffee getter. I can tell you how Jason takes his coffee. I can tell you how he likes his flag. I can tell you how he likes paperwork. But I will say I had a great learning experience in those roles. Camp Adjutant as well. Camp Adjutant's a bit more thrown in the fire. But this is my 3rd term as Camp Adjutant. So 6 years. And I have loved every second of it. I told everybody that after I do a couple terms as camp commander, I don't know exactly how many the camp would want me to do. But after I get ready to step back from that role, I'd love to be camp adjutant again because I've just had a phenomenal time. Quartermaster and color guard, every office position, everything in the SEV, in my opinion, is important. Someone has to do that job. So quartermaster and color guard. I want to see quartermaster make a comeback. And I love color guards. I love being in color guards. I don't like being in charge of a color guard because I get so self-conscious that I want to mess it up that I end up messing up. So I enjoy being a part of the color guard or helping my camp's color sergeant get the camp flags out. I like doing that. Bless anybody willing to be adjutant. Amen. And all God's people said amen because that is a very tough position. Again, I want to do it again because I love doing it. I like having hard positions. Anybody in my camp will tell you that first term I was awful, but I strive myself in continuing to improve, and I have continued to improve in that position to the point now that I've improved so much. I hate that I have to leave because I feel like I'm getting better and better, and I don't want to have to leave and come back and potentially not continue to learn in that position. But I am extremely blessed that my camp nominated me for camp commander. Nervous as all get out because the guy that I'm preceding is quite possibly one of the best camp commanders in my camp's history. And of course, my father. So that's just lovely to live up to. And he served in there for 20 years, which I'm not doing. I told him he was crazy for doing that. I would be division adjutant if there was no one else. That is my only condition. If there's just absolutely no one else, I'll do it. Again, I do love the adjutant role. I feel like it's a very important role and enjoy the challenges, but it is a job and a half. I feel like I'll be less stressful as camp commander than I was as camp adjutant. You were lieutenant commander, then camp commander, then division lieutenant commander, and now in your second term as division commander, also camp social media and communications director. All were fun and different challenges. Every position will have its challenges. As I said, I'm willing to stick by. Yeah, I have to keep the coffee real quick, Commander Thompson. Oh, by the way, Kentucky Division Commander Kyle Thompson in the chat. Not late for once. I want to talk about Paul real quick. Um, yeah, I had to keep the coffee hot and had to keep it coming and had to be very quick with it. I think I got coffee for Commander Gremlin a couple times. Luckily, by the time Chuck got in as ATM councilman, I was no longer an aide de camp, or I feel like I would be getting him some stuff. Carl was the weirdest. Carl asked me to get him some Veneta sausages dipped in Mountain Dew, which I thought was a very weird request. And something they don't tell you is some people are very nice and will give you money to buy stuff, and some people will not. I'm joking. Everybody was nice enough to pay for what they were sending me out to do. Connor wasn't. I'll say it live on air that my division commander I served under as his aide de camp, as his chief aide de camp, would call me at 12 in the morning, ask me to write down great ideas for the cause, and that were always great ideas. But he'd call me at 12 in the morning and then expect me to be at the meetings the same time he was. And most notably, stopped paying for stuff, but would still send me out to go get it. The funniest thing ever is so when Connor took office, I had just turned 20, and I had to go get his dip for him, which if you know anything about Mississippi, there was talks at the time to change the law to getting tobacco from 18 to 21. And luckily for my position as chief aide de camp and dip getter for the Mississippi Division Commander, that law didn't go into effect until after I turned 21, because I feel like I would have been fired. That was very important. Yeah, Tony Griffin, camp commander, our camp adjutant. I would say it's not a bad position. I don't want to talk anybody out of it, but it is a steep and quick learning term, especially when you think that elections usually happen in June or July. Well, what's that? That's dues time. So you were thrown straight in the fire. I'm blessed that the guy who is taken after me as camp adjutant, again, family, Lairdale, won compatriot of the year for our camp on the camp level, and he's done it before. So me and him are actually talking right now how we want to hand off the position. Yeah, camp adjutant is a life term, Mr. Todd. It is. My camp actually wrote it in the minutes one time that I had to be camp adjutant for 20 years, and the only way I could get out of it if I would be camp commander. Luckily, I somehow got nominated. One of the positions, again, that I have told people, I have voted against myself in elections, and I'm going to vote against myself again. Yes, lieutenant commander under Dr. Hitter, then camp commander, division commander, now second term camp commander. Kyle, you're doing a great job. Yeah, no, I've never been opposed as a camp adjutant. I don't know if anybody will oppose anybody as a camp adjutant. But camp social media and communications director is very important. My camp has thrown that under our, what do we call it? Heritage operations officer. That's a position we've created that I believe was on the Confederate Legion training seminar, which I highly ask that y'all go to. We thought that it was extremely important to have a social media and communications director, but also thought that that role should be done by the Heritage operations officer. So we just added it to his duties. But a very important position. I hope camps get. Let's see here. There was someone else I wanted to respond to. Let's see here. Oh, yes, thank you. I am extremely blessed to be a brigade commander soon in my division, as today was the last day for nominations. No one's challenged me yet. So if I can get through tonight, I will be unopposed and win by proclamation in the next couple weeks and take office after the Mississippi Division reunion. The positions I learned the most under was Division Chief of Staff and Brigade Commander. I'm always eager to learn. I love, and Carl will tell you this, and I hope Carl isn't too embarrassed, but Carl is truly is lovely because he has to deal with me. So I love heritage operations. If you haven't caught that on, and I was asked to be division chief of deputy chief of heritage promotions and education, and the national deputy chief of heritage promotions, and basically I bug the living crap out of Carl. So that's probably, I would say that was probably another learning one for me. Um, I haven't been a chief of staff of anybody yet, which is probably a knock on wood because I've seen what it's done to a couple of my friends. I don't know if he's watching, or I would name drop him and mess with him, but I am looking forward to the challenge of brigade commander. And I am looking forward to the challenges of heritage operations. And Carl will have my continuous buggance because I think Carl is one of the best officers in this organization. Great mind for the SCV. He is cussing me out right now because Carl doesn't like any light being shined on him. But he and a couple others, I bother Chuck, Paul, Jason, and Connor, and of course my father a lot. Oh gosh, I feel bad for these gentlemen because anytime I get an idea, I have to run it by someone, and so those are usually the poor suspects. And I have called Carl at work. I've called Carl on his poor day off, and he has always been great to listen. So yeah. Carl is the man, Dennis. I agree with that. I have such high respect for Carl. Um, he's lovely. And yeah, no, I feel bad for him because whatever he does for the next until Carl has been called home, he will have to deal with me calling him for SCV advice. So and gun advice. So Carl really just got the crap end of the stick in this deal because for the rest of his life, I'm going to be bothering him, and Chuck and Paul, and of course the many others. I didn't want to leave anybody out, but I know I would, because I called. I also keep late hours, so keep that in mind. I usually don't get off work until 11 p.m. And takes a couple breaks during the day. And so, like, I've called Chuck at 11 o'clock at night before, and I could tell I woke Chuck up. Um, and he was very nice. Carl is a great SCV source. Let's use him as much as possible. From past Chief of Heritage Operations, Ron Kennedy. Funny enough, we got on Chief of Heritage Operations because of Carl, because of my appointment. Love messing with Carl. Yes, no, I'm proud to learn and have such great people and great members and great leaders around me because I don't think anybody is bad at their job. I think we have a lot of great people that are great at their job, and all these gentlemen together have a pot. Some of them, I'm gonna mess with Chuck for a minute. He is very on his ideas, and I love that about Chuck because I can always know where he's going to answer is truthful, honest, and he believes it. But the different opinions is where you actually get a lot of information because you get different sides, you get different interpretations, and I love that. I think that's a great thing about the South is we are very opinionated. Um, I learn, yes, I agree with Paul though. You learn a lot from each office you serve in. Um, I think right now the office that I'm enjoying the most and learning the most from is Heritage Ops. Like I said earlier, there's just so many sides to Heritage Ops. I never feel like I've solved it. I continually have to dig deeper. And it's such an important position with the culture war we're in today that you are always on your toes. Um, it is a great position to learn in as well. Uh, Not only learn, but to really cut your teeth as a leader, I would say, because you are going to be asked a question that will throw you for a loop, and you have to think of an answer quickly, a response quickly, um, uh, action stuff to help the SCV. You think overall about the organization and heritage operations, and that's what I love about it. Is it is fully you have so many spinning parts. Again, you're always thinking of something, and you're always um, getting new challenges, if you will. That's why I love it, and two, I think is such an important role in today's organization. I have a great time doing it. Wouldn't change it. Keeps me very busy, but I wouldn't change it. Uh, yes. Let's see here. Getting your feet wet in the national scene. I would say going to national reunion first. Go for a couple years, and then you're stuck going because you end up enjoying it and learn so much. You get to meet national officers, good source of information about what's going on. And as I said earlier, Michael, since you're new to SAV, I would ask for aide de camp positions. Maybe not on the national level, start on the division level. Um, you learn a lot in those positions, especially if you're very open to it and tell people why you're doing it. You get to sit at every meeting almost and just sit there and hear discussions, information, um, ideas. You get to sit back on a lot of think tanks and you get to learn. And you're not contributing, which sounds like a bad thing, but it's not because you get to focus 100% on learning and 100% on okay, what is it I'm good at that I could offer the SCV. So that's what I would say. First, come to national reunion for a couple years. It will take a long time to get involved in the national level. Just take it one step at a time. That's all I can say. And also, go to your division reunion, start making some friends there, and get to know everything. And on the camp level, camp adjutant or any camp position you have available. Uh, I like starting off with a color sergeant. You're in charge of the camp colors at events, stuff like that. It's a big responsibility, but you do get to learn a lot and talk to the camp commander, or at least in my camp, every camp is different. That's also a great thing. Um, but yeah, no, I would start off going to a couple national reunions or starting to save up to go to one, stuff like that. That is the best way to probably start finding ways to get involved. And again, it always helps to just ask people, hey, I'm new. What can you tell me? What do you need? Here's some stuff about me. Do you have anything available that you think I'd be good at learning? Uh, the worst they can say is no. Um, and don't take it personally. Okay. Well, what else could I do? It's always about quick thinking, quick responses, and um, always being eager to help. And you'll find a position you're really good at. And you can really cut your teeth, pay your dues, and really get knowledge quickly. And of course, at National Reunion, Uh, you get a lot of different opinions and constructive criticism, which is great for learning, and can make a good idea, a great idea, to quote Ron Kendi, I see. But you get a lot at a national reunion. People don't realize it, but you get as much as you put in to steal something from Carl. And oh, Chuck makes a great point. If a national officer, like the commander in chief, for instance, if he already has these positions filled and we're already a year and a half into Donnie's term, so he has it filled, uh, and it could be like that on the Army position. But there also could be openings on the Army position that, hey, I just thought about this, haven't appointed anybody. Armies also need staff as well, Army commanders. So I would say, what Army are you in? Get to know your Army commander and councilman, and just ask, like, I'm the Army of Tennessee historian helping out on the Historian in Chiefs project of getting as much history of this organization together. It's been a learning experience for that too. David is right. You do become available, and a job will be given to you at some point. And just soak in the people with experience and stuff like that. Because if you become an army position as well, you still learn a lot about the national level and how it works. Actually, Victor, I did not have a Gee-Golf for the longest of times. I did not feel like buying one. Absolutely didn't. It wasn't until Jason. I actually had been a year in the term, and I had the pen. I got a pen of it, and Jason forced me to get the full Gee-Golf. So I blame Jason. Let's see here. Yeah, and I mean, again, we have a lot of great leaders in the SCV. So just pick people's brains, ask questions. Why do you do this? Why do you? What helped you come up with this idea? A lot of people are happy to answer. A lot of people like sitting down and talking SCV. I'm one of those people. I love talking about this organization and plans and stuff. So there's a lot of great things you can do, Mr. Michael, to start getting your feet wet and cutting your teeth and paying your dues. You don't have to go my route. Obviously, I'm a bit biased because I went that route, but again, as I said, I liked the aide de camp role because of that. I liked camp adjutant because of that. You don't exactly feel like you're being thrown in the fire, but you're still doing your part and contributing to the organization. Again, color sergeant. I'm trying to think of positions that everybody has. I know divisions that have like 3 or 4 aide de camps. So again, talk to your division officers, talk to your Army officers, talk to your national officers. Most of our officers are very happy to talk to new members about getting involved, and are great people to talk to. We have some phenomenal officers. Just kind of start going to reunions, start being involved, DEC meetings, GEC meetings, if you can make those. Great ways to get information. Phenomenal ways to learn, as I said. And that's the part. You got to spend a couple years learning, or you'll spend a couple years learning on the job. As I've been very blessed to not have to learn on the job as much. So that's that. To answer your question, I hope we've kind of dived way off topic, but let's look around. We do that all the time. But yeah, no, questions are always good. And just listening to conversations, hearing how people think, stuff like that. That will get you on a real quick track to be involved, because you're absorbing so much. I mean, people probably didn't think I could talk the first couple years I was in office, because I just sat there and learned. I just wanted to learn about any topic that came to mind. So that's something you can do, Michael. I don't know if there is any other topics we can talk about before getting into the news. Chuck really did have a good point. And something I honestly am ashamed I didn't think about is Army commanders and the Army department, brigade departments. They have appointed staff too that are also great learning points. So yeah, definitely do that. Tom, the North Carolina reunion falls this Saturday. I hope y'all have a great time. Also want to thank Chuck and Paul for being nice and saying anytime. And of course thank Carl always with the nice words. But yeah, no, there's a lot of things you can do to get involved. But we're going to jump into some news. If we think about a topic, we'll probably jump in and out like normal. But the first bit of news we're going to talk about is the Sons of Confederate Veterans Camp 1460 presenting the 28th annual Barton Vincent Lecture featuring guest speaker, historian, and author Derek Lindow. This event will happen on July 26th at Graves County Public Library. Community room program begins at 6 p.m. Admission is free and all are welcomed. And of course, it's a very important to support these events as best you can. We have to support camp events. And speaking of awesome events to support, the 5th annual pilgrimage and Confederate Memorial Day service held at the Southern Heritage Center, Historic Elm Springs, and the Confederate Museum, or the National Confederate Museum, also known as SCVHQ, will be May 3rd from 11 a.m. starting at 11 a.m. The keynote speaker will be Mr. Ron Kennedy, past chief of Heritage Operations for the Sons of Confederate Veterans. Music will be by Strings of Secession. Individuals, camps, brigades, divisions, and organizations are encouraged to bring a floral tribute and be announced as they lay their floral arrangement. The weather is hot in southern Middle Tennessee and can be unpredictable. It could be sunny and hot. It could be rainy and cold. You could need a jacket. You could need sunblock. Or you could need both. So please dress appropriately. The service will be moved inside if the weather gets too bad. Bring a lawn chair and refreshments. And remember, no alcohol allowed. But a 2-for-1 deal. We have another event going on. The first annual Southern Showdown Car, Truck, and Bike Show will also be held May 3rd at the Southern Heritage Center. Registration will be from 8 a.m. to noon. The show is from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. The award presentations will begin at 2 p.m. Donations of $20 for the first entry and $10 for each additional entry from the same owner. No advance registration. Free admission for spectators. However, all donations are appreciated and accepted, with the proceeds going to the Samuel R. Watkins Camp 29. My apologies. I did say I was a bit under the weather. My voice is going out on me. The People's Choice plaque, $1 each vote. The Commander-in-Chief plaque, the Best of Show plaque, Best of Class plaque for each class. Food trucks, a mobile cigar lounge, which just makes me happy every time I hear it. Museum tours, Historic Elm Springs tour, and for more information, you can email srw29scv@gmail.com. One more time, that's srw29scv@gmail.com. Whew. Yes, thank you, Chuck. If you're watching on YouTube, click the subscribe and like button. And of course, if you're watching on Facebook, hit the like, make sure to comment, and hit the share button. And follow us. All right. I got a couple other events to get through. the John R. Macy Camp 152 is hosting a Confederate History Month celebration April 26th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. This will be in downtown Fayetteville, Tennessee at the Lincoln County Courthouse. Schedule events 11 to 11:30 will be information about finding a Confederate ancestor. From 11:30 to 2 p.m., music by Tater and Joe. At 12 to 12:30, Tennessee State Senator J.C. Bowling will be speaking. At 12:30 to 1 p.m., Dr. Michael Bradley will be speaking. At 1 to 1:30 p.m., SCV member and Tennessee State member, our state senator, will be speaking, Dr. Joey Hershey, which also big win that we have an SCV member in government. Need more of that. 1:30 to 2 p.m. memorial wreath laying at the Lincoln County Confederate Monument by the Tennessee OCR Black Rose Society and Confederate reenactors. Everybody is welcome to attend. For more information, please text the Dixie Observer at gmail.com. The Dixie Observer at gmail.com. All right, Mr. Mikey. I see your question. We'll get back to it in a second. We should take a break, but we're just going to keep going. Let's see. I believe we have a bit of news to go along with this one. Let's see if we can find it. Please join the Bryce's Crossroad Foundation for their War Between the States Main Street on May 3rd, 2025 in Baldwin, Mississippi. James Wallace is a local gun expert, our weapon expert on the War Between the States, known for his in-depth knowledge and engaging presentations. Foundation staff will be on hand with merchandise and updates on our latest project. So stop by to learn more about the Bryce's Crossroads Foundation. And of course, the legendary Mississippi historian Grady Howell will be there, and he will be giving us a talk and offering signed copies of his books for sale. Oh, I hate I'm going to miss this. It will be, again, in downtown Baldwin, Mississippi, May 3rd, 2025. Doors open at 9 a.m. Let's see here. Next bit of news. Oh, wait. No, I thought that already happened. Degree on Hallowed Ground will be held April 26th in Georgia. Time will be 10:30 a.m. for the memorial service. 11 a.m. will be a guest speaker. 11:45 lunch. And at 1 p.m. will be the Master Mason degree, which, again, only Masons can attend. Of course, that speaker is Norman, who is a noted author, speaker, and War Between the States expert. So that will be a great event there as well. Next event up is the Sons of Confederate Veterans annual reunion of the Kentucky Division, which will be held May 17th, 2025. And it is hosted by the General Ben Hardin Helm Camp 1703. If you are in Kentucky, please make sure to go to your division reunion. And we have we can go ahead and get in the news. Boom. The Bradford Rose SCV and Sam Davis UDC chapter and Winnie Davis, Children of the Confederacy chapter members, had our annual sunrise service at Bethesda church, which was a Confederate hospital. I'm so sorry, I butchered that. Let's see here. The cleaning of the church started Saturday. This is not the only event to honor Easter and what it really means, but it helps spread awareness about the church and its much needed restoration. So I'm thinking that's not the only event held there, but it is a beautiful church, and I can't tell you how cool it is to see the SCV, the UDC, and the children of the Confederacy all working together and having this event. Just a phenomenal thing. You have the men, you have the women, and you have the future all there in one event. That is phenomenal. I love seeing that. Would love to see more of it. Let's get the children of the Confederacy. Let's get them more involved. They're our future. That includes me. They're my future. So I love that. Oh, that makes me so happy. But it sounds like it was a great event. Tony Griffin wanted to let all you Kentucky Division members know our Lieutenant Commander-in-Chief is looking forward to seeing you. Now, the next bit of pictures is from the National Stone Mountain Confederate Memorial Day event held this past weekend in Georgia. Of course, first you see our Commander-in-Chief, Donnie Kennedy, who I believe gave the note address or speech. Here is our Commander-in-Chief. Looks like he is teaching the next generation. Funny enough, we talk about the next generation. Here's a great picture of it. Our Commander-in-Chief showing two great books, Myths of American Slavery and Was Jefferson Davis Right? Great books that I highly encourage you to read. Of course, talking with an MC member there. And of course, talking to the Georgia Division commander, Tim Pilgrim. And here it looks like a camp picture under Stone Mountain. And here's a beautiful picture of Stone Mountain. This camp was nice enough to send these pictures in. So I want to thank the camp for sending those in. Oh, I got your announcement, Commander. Don't worry. I had to make sure you did get me scared there for a second. Next up is the very active camp of the W.W. Hartsteel Camp 314 of Marshall, Texas. They went to Oakwood Cemetery in Jefferson, Texas, and flagged 111 Confederate veteran graves along with 35 Union graves. They did want to point out they are at the marker for Colonel John Booker, Lee's favorite spy, that our camp bought and installed in 2023 for $2,800. He was the last Confederate Texas Adjutant General, and you can see his original tombstone broken off, laying flat in front of the marker our camp bought to show respect to this Confederate hero. So again, that camp working hard as always. I love Camp 314. They always make sure to send me stuff in, and are always working hard and cleaning cemeteries and doing stuff like this. Great work. Make sure to get that out to your community. Let them know what y'all are doing. Next bit of news goes to Kentucky for the Kentucky Division Reunion 2025 registration form. So if you want to get your medals, ribbon, and meal, registration must be postmarked by May 6th to guarantee these things. On-site registration will be available, but you're not guaranteed a medal, ribbon, or a meal. Doors open at 9 a.m. for the business session, starting 10 a.m. Central Time. Division dress code will be in effect. No t-shirts, shoes, or sandals. Coats and tie are recommended, but not mandatory. Mechanized cavalry vests are permitted with a button undershirt. Polo and dress shirts with slacks and jeans are standard. Good condition, war between the states, period. Confederate uniform or civilian dress is also appropriate. And you can screenshot that and make sure you get that sent in. Yes, great job, Camp 314. We have a lot of great camps that have just been on fire these past couple weeks, and that is just awesome. Keep sending me stuff, guys, and keep hitting that ground hard. We are all proud and thankful to be fighting beside y'all. The next bit of news, and I'm going to keep making Chuck wait for his, just because I find it a bit entertaining. The Battle for Jefferson Civil War reenactment, produced by the Historical Jefferson Foundation, an all-volunteer committee of men and women of the Trans-Mississippi Volunteer Infantry. All events are open to the public all day Friday and Saturday. Tickets, register reenactment, period settlers. Friday, May 2nd from 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Student Living History at the Jefferson Institute. Illumination at Oakwood Cemetery will be 7:30 to 10 p.m. Saturday, May 3rd at 10 a.m. The Pilgrimage and Parade. And also at 11:15 a.m. Secret Codes of Underground Railroads. At 2 p.m. Ladies' Tea. At 4 p.m. First Battle for Jefferson. And at 8 to 11 p.m. Muskets and Magnolias Grand Ball. Sunday will be a closed period. Sutler is closed. This is okay. Period. Church service, and at 10 p.m. presentations of the colors at Christ. I don't want to have to trust y'all can see that because I cannot pronounce it. For more information, go to www.battleforjefferson.com. Sorry, guys. I just very tiny writing for me. Yes, David, we do have Look Up the CERT program. We actually have a whole episode on it. So text me or email me after the show, and I'll email those episodes to you. CERT program is a great way to clean headstones. I think it's the best way, but I'm biased. But I spend a lot of my time cleaning cemeteries. I enjoy it a lot. All right, the next bit of news takes us to my home division, the Mississippi Division. Join us for the Mississippi Division Confederate Memorial Day service held at Beauvoir, April 26th this weekend. At 12 p.m., a Confederate Confederate cookout at the front lawns. Enjoy your meal and bring your favorite dessert to share. There'll be burgers, hot dogs, and stuff like that. At 2 p.m., the Confederate Memorial Service will begin at Beauvoir Cemetery, featuring Adam Southern, the executive director of the Sons of Confederate Veterans, as our guest speaker. Please bring floral arrangements to lay at the tomb of the unknown Confederate soldier. Our SCV camps, UDC, OCR, MOS, and B chapters, and other heritage organizations are encouraged to attend and participate. Join us as we honor the memory of those who served. We are looking forward to seeing you there. That, of course, will be this weekend, and I hope to see you all there. This event is, of course, sponsored by the Mississippi Division, Sons of Confederate Veterans, and the Mississippi OCR. So, yes, please attend. I'll be there, along with the rest of the chat crew, Adam Southern, of course. And, again, you get to see the officially recognized Tomb of the Unknown Confederate Soldiers, which is at Beauvoir. So that is phenomenal. And I hope to see as many of y'all that can be there as possible. It's a phenomenal event. And next up, we talked about him at the beginning of the show, but I did want to bring up the main man, the myth, the legend, Herbert Turner. So Captain Mose J. Bradford Camp 2344 was awarded Best Camp of the Missouri Division at the Missouri Division Reunion. Presenting Camp Commander Herbert Turner with the award was Commander-in-Chief Donnie Kennedy. Congratulations to Camp 2344. I'm winning the best camp of the Missouri Division. Y'all have earned it. I know how much work y'all are doing out there. Keep up the great work. Y'all are great. Y'all are my family. Let me know if you guys need anything. Keep it up. And congratulations to the main man himself, Herbert Turner, Camp Commander. And now we get to poor Chuck McMichael. He might have left the show. I made him wait till second to last, just because I accidentally put you second to last, honestly. But looking forward to seeing everybody at the Kentucky Division Reunion. Lieutenant CIC Tony Griffin and CIC Kennedy. Yes, I hope y'all have a great reunion. So the next bit of news, we go over to the great state of Louisiana. As the Sons of Confederate Veterans, Lieutenant General Richard Taylor, Camp 1308 of Shreveport, Louisiana, will host the 19th Annual Confederate Memorial Day service held this weekend as well at 11 a.m. All are welcome. Bring a chair and rifles, and color bearers are needed. Refreshments served after. Address and coordinates on the screen, so make sure you screenshot that now and text us later. I'll go ahead and tell you, Camp 1308 has phenomenal events. You're not going to want to miss this one. And again, all these events are awesome. Go to the one that's either talking to you or you're closest to. If you're closer to the Mississippi Division, of course, go to the Mississippi Division one. If you're closer to Louisiana, go to the Louisiana Division one or the Camp 1308 one. And that goes for all these awesome events. Please support your events. It's extremely important that we do so. And our next event to talk about is a camp that I feel so bad for because I have yet to pronounce their camp name right. The Yadkin County Confederate Memorial Day service will be held May 10th at 10 a.m. at Selman Cemetery, Old Selman, North Carolina. It is hosted by the Yadkin Gray Eagles, SCV Camp 1765, and they hope that you attend this special event. We will gather at the Confederate Memorial or the Confederate Monument in the center of the cemetery for memorial and roll call for the Confederate veterans buried there. Music will be provided by Stan Clardy and will provide period music. Keith Jones will be speaking on Confederate compassion, character of the Confederate soldiers. War between the state reenactors will honor the Confederate veterans from both counties with a special period rifle salute. I do hope y'all attend those events because it, without a doubt, will be great. So we have a lot of great events for you to attend this weekend, and I hope you attend all of them. So, where to next but to save California for last? Because California did some crazy news, and so I want to save it for last because I knew I was want to talk about this. But it is big. So what's crawling across the screen, I won't be reading. I'll be reading from the email because there's just so much. with the 62nd annual. Oh, I can't say that on air. I don't think I can say that on air. Oh, well, screw it. With the 62nd annual Jackasses Mail Run on April 19th, 2025, the California Division of the Sons of Confederate Veterans donated $500 to help fund the event of the efforts of the organizations to keep local history alive. And at the lunch stop, to rest the horses, Division Commander Todd Terry was busy being asked to take photos, as you can see by the two photos across screen, with many folks. Yes, even local sheriff deputies got in on the action. And probably the coolest thing, while meeting with the mayor and vice mayor, they expressed their support of including the SCV in all upcoming historical events, since the 16 families played a large role in the founding of the city. 16 families that were Confederate. And also wants them to play a bigger role in the event going forward. And I have a message from the division commander, Todd Terry. Getting involved in the community events that support local history is a great way for the SDB to become accepted in this cancel culture environment. Heck, we even made the front page of the local news for our support. Now, and look at you, stealing my tagline. Now, that is how we take back the narrative one day at a time. I do believe General Robert E. Lee would be proud of our efforts to wage war on the West Coast today that is actually making a lot of headway. And I could not agree more. The division commander of the California Division, Todd Terry, is putting it best, folks. And it's something that I hope everybody does. These events are a great way to get accepted and to have the SCV be heard and have the SCV not be this evil thing. It is a way to make sure that we get in our community, help our community, and become better for it ourselves, and to honor our ancestors who played big roles in their community after the war. So I ask every camp watching, what the California Division of the Sons of Confederate Veterans is doing is phenomenal work. We talked about this when they were on a couple weeks ago. I love that division and all they're doing. They are probably leading the charge in the community aspect greatly. And it's in California. If they can be loved in California behind enemy lines for Confederate history, what do you do in Mississippi? What do you do in Louisiana? What do you do in Georgia? What do you do in Texas? I want to hear from everybody how you are getting involved in your community, how this SCV division got the mayor and vice mayor to express their support of them coming and helping with all upcoming historical events, helping behind the scenes, and being in next year's shootout ending where they're not the bad guys, they're the good guys, and getting a shout out in the newspaper, getting all the love they're getting. This is how we win. And I truly 100% believe this is how we win this war. This is how we reclaim the narrative together. Yes, Army of Tennessee Commander Carl Jones. Very proud of the California Division. Great group of compatriots. Couldn't agree more. Lieutenant Commander-in-Chief Tony Griffin, California is living the charge behind enemy lines. Yes, small victories. You have to take it one step at a time, but this is not a small victory, Commander. This is massive. I couldn't get my mayor to look me in the eye, and I'm related to him. And I couldn't get him to step foot next to an SCV member. Nonetheless, asked us for our help. The mayor of Biloxi probably wouldn't come near Beauvoir. And we used to have the governor and states and national senators come to Beauvoir. That's what we have to get back to. You get the community, you get the politicians on our side, and these people that represent a minority of people. All of a sudden, guess what? They don't have any power. And California is showing us all how to do it. So I'm taking a point of privilege. I don't do this often, but I want to clap for the California division because that's fantastic. That is phenomenal. And I know other camps have done something similar like that, like the Hartsdale camp recently got a victory like that as well. I know the Alamo City Guards camp recently got a victory like that as well. That is great. Keep sending it in. Keep letting us hear the great news that the SCV is getting out in the community. And we are winning. That's what we do, gentlemen. We honor our ancestors and make sure that other people understand why. Keep it up, everybody. And one bit of news that I did miss over, the Alabama division will also be celebrating their Confederate Memorial Day event this Saturday in Montgomery, Alabama. Their guest speaker will be none other than past Commander-in-Chief Paul Gramlin Jr. He spoke at the Mississippi Division Confederate Memorial Day service last year, did a phenomenal job, and I highly encourage everybody to hear him speak. One of the best speakers we have, so make sure to go support that and keep up the great work, gentlemen. I don't know how to end this episode any better other than we are chipping away at that armor. There were people that thought we were in a no-win situation, and we're winning. And it's because of the hard work of people like Mr. Todd, Texas, and so many others. I don't want to leave anybody out, so send me your news. Tell me your victories. We are a band of brothers, and doing things like this, getting out into the community, getting the community to accept us, is how we win. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. I won't keep you much longer. The cause in Alabama is the same cause in Virginia, Tennessee, Kentucky, California, and Mississippi. And anywhere else that our veterans and our brave ancestors touched their foot on God's soil. We are a band of brothers native to the soil. And together we will win. Live the charge and continue to honor the men that made the great sacrifice. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. I want to thank our sponsors for making tonight's episode possible. And we did get a new sponsor, which was Army of Tennessee Commander Carl Jones. Thank you, Commander Jones. And thank you to all our sponsors that help keep us on the airwaves. I'll see y'all Monday. And until next time, my fellow friends, remember to stay Southern. Good night, everybody.